I was at the Burning Man festival, and on the second last night of the Burning Man festival, they have a giant, like a 70, 80-foot wooden man that they light on fire. That's called the concept behind Burning Man is when the man goes on fire, it releases all your baggage and all your inner demons, and they're supposed to all go up with the smoke. And it's a very ritualistic thing. You've got 70,000 people in the desert, and on the second last night, they all form a giant circle around the man. It's quite a distance because they know they're gonna light it on fire. But
I've seen the pictures of that thing. It's massive.
It's massive, but being there, the energy is unbelievable. And I don't know, you've probably seen like the original King Kong or even one of the remakes. There's the scene where Fay Ray or whoever the girl is in the movie is tied to the trees, and King Kong's about to come through the trees, and all the natives are playing the drums and waving the fire. And so at Burning Man, pre-lighting the man, they have all this fanfare. They have big rows of people with drums, and they have people twirling fire torches and marching with torches. It's all orchestrated, of course, but it's very primal. It feels like some kind of, ancient tribal ritual almost, and the rhythm of the and you're waiting for this giant, they lift the arms, the man moves, and so it's almost very King Kong-ish, and you're kind of caught in this kind of euphoria of it. And so they obviously make you sit back a certain amount because of the intense heat. This when they light the man, the flames go up 100 feet high.
Is it that high? Damn.
80, 90, 100 feet wide. It's a huge inferno.
How close can you get and start to feel that?
Let's just put it this way. We were sitting like back the length of probably 3/4 of a football field. And on that night, we almost had to stand up and move back.
Wow.
Because the heat it's so intense.
Damn,
okay.
and,
you're in a flat desert, and there's nothing around, and there's no safety fences. They have a few fire people, like in kind of like asbestos fire gear, like kind of standing closer, like just kind of setting up a perimeter. And this is my third time at Burning Man, and so it kind of, bless.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
No problem. But you kind of know what you're getting, and it's really a beautiful event, actually. And as the man started to burn, probably mid-burn before it collapsed, out of all these 70,000 people, some guy sitting right by us just stood up and ran towards the Burning Man, but now he's like right in front of us. And
he's sprinting like toward it?
He's sprinting, but have you ever seen these guys at sporting events when they jump on the field?
Yeah.
Some of them take their shirt and they run. It's not just, they don't know where they're going, so they're jumping, and they're kind of getting the fans all pumped up. It's like a game. So this guy's now doing this with the people around the fire guys, and they're and they almost grab him, and he's almost like prancing. It looked like almost like a fairy tale, like watching a sprite dancing in front of a flame. He looked like he was having so much fun, and he was eluding them, and the crowd was even cheering. They're like, yeah, every time he got away. This went on for about maybe a minute and a half. And then in the midst of his euphoria and kind of the energy he whipped up, he just like turned towards the fire, ran, and literally did this and dove in.
No.
Dove in, like right in front of us. And I instantly went, oh, he's dead, because it just to breathe in that heat, it would incinerate your lungs. And so he goes, and the fire guys are like, the whole crowd just went silent. And a couple of these brave fire guys, they went in, and at the very tip, because they were wearing this stuff, and they dragged him out, and you just saw this smoldering body being dragged along the ground. And then they got him far and just let him go, and an ambulance came. And
so they call it Burning Men now?
What?
Does he just incinerate, or do you hear
No.
screams? Do you
No,
hear nothing?
it was sort of silent, and it was funny because the crowd went from chanting for the guy to everyone just went silent. There was like this shock. And I remember only half of us saw because the others were on the other side, but a lot of people witnessed this, and there was no screaming, and he didn't ignite, but they pulled him out, and it was so intense that you could see his body was smoldering.
Yeah, you're right. That smoke and heat and everything would just melt your lungs.
Yeah, you couldn't even breathe.
Holy shit.
And so we went from having this incredible festive fun week to this moment. I was sitting with about 15, 16 other people, and it was just like, and again, it really was hard to make sense of it because this guy looked like he was on cloud nine. It looked like, and we don't know if it was drug induced or he was just suicide, but he looked like the happiest guy you'd ever seen. And in the blink of an eye, he was gone. And it was really weird. And the people I were with, I could tell everyone was just scatterbrained. Everyone was just like, you didn't know where to look. You didn't know what to say. And I kind of took a bit of a leadership stance in that moment. And I knew that, at least for myself, psychologically, this was going to be something hard to process. And so I just grabbed everyone instinctively. I said, I don't know if any of you guys believe in God. I don't know if you pray, what you believe, but I said, I think we're all going to need this. And I said, let's hold hands. And I said a prayer for that guy, because it was like, you think about how we feel about passing on. Some of us picture the soul moving into another afterlife or another portal, but that's always after the fact, but it was right here. And I felt like maybe we need to come together and help this guy, or at least acknowledge this guy, or say something. And I know I needed it. If the other ones might have thought I was.
Why did you need it?
Because it was a man, it was a person, and to me, people are so powerful. Like, human beings we have 20 million stories going on every second we're alive. Even just sitting here, even when you're sitting quiet, everybody's mind is processing and thinking and creating, and we have these long lives that, maybe they're short into the context of the universe, but the things we all experience, whether it's the first time you pee, the first time you get a job, the first time you think hateful thoughts, the first time you think loving thought, like we're these detailed, intricate stories. And to see one just vanish in the blink of an eye, I didn't know his story, but I knew he had millions of stories. And so I felt like I needed to help.
Isn't it crazy also that the greatest story he could probably tell is one that he's not going to be around to tell?
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
What a story to be like, I dove in the fucking Burning Man one time. Like, how the hell are you here to tell that story?
I know. It's weird. It's a big story. And yeah, so it's just something, I believe there's a bigger power, a bigger energy out there. And
agreed.
And whether you want to call it God or the forces of the universe or gravity or air or love, whatever you want. But I really believe in the power of human energy and just energy in the universe. And somehow I felt like it was important for me. And I thought, even if these people don't believe in anything, maybe this moment of us praying for him or channeling energy for him will later on come around and be helpful to them. I even said that to him. I said, I don't know if you guys will need this now, but maybe it'll help down the road. And I don't know if it did or not, but it helped me. I mean, I was able to release a lot of sorrow and confusion and sadness for this person, But then maybe there was something in it too where he wanted to go. Maybe it was time to go. And I also thought, I tried to get in his head, and I go, what if this is the most beautiful way,
what a way to go.
100-foot inferno. You know how we all sit at a campfire and we just stare. We're mesmerized. And I thought, what if this is the opening for him to go to the next place? And so I didn't chalk it as I know. Oh, he was depressed, or maybe that was the most beautiful moment.
With you. What if that also is the portal to wherever the fuck he's going next? So you got to dive into that motherfucker, shed that thing, and you're over there now.